Stay. Alrighty guys, we'll start from the top with our neck. And we're going to just take about a 20-second hold, dropping our right ear to our right shoulder, stretching away with the opposite arm, and then giving a little bit of additional pressure just down over the top of the head. Deep breath in and out. Very nice. Letting the chin roll forward, bringing chin to chest. Keeping the shoulders back, not rounding through the shoulders. Interlock the fingers, take them to the back of the head, and then let the elbows fall heavy to the floor. And deep breath. And taking it over to the left side, ear to shoulder, reaching out and away with that opposite arm, and then applying that little bit of pressure on top. And deep breath. Beautiful, guys. We're going to go for a couple of neck rolls here, so whichever direction you want. Just take about 3 nice and slow neck rolls. In each direction. Very nice, and just roll out those shoulders. Take a couple of shoulder rolls backwards and forwards. And 5. Lovely, guys. I just want to take both hands out in front. I'm going to bring one across, wrap my other arm behind it, and give a tight squeeze here. Keep your shoulder blades back, so try not to round. I want you to sit up nice and tall. Nice straight posture as you just get into that nice capsule stretch. Keeping your arm at shoulder height, so try not to let it drop down too low. Shoulders back and down, and big breath in. Lovely, and switch. Very nice, and release. We'll take one arm up overhead, bending our hand down to the middle of our back, and then with that opposite hand, I want you to pull your elbow back first, and then push it down a little bit. And again, from a side view, guys, trying not to flare the ribs or overarch here, so I'm keeping a nice straight spine, pulling the elbow back, and then pressing it down. And even with the fingers, if you want to kind of just walk the fingers left to right, getting into a little bit of a different stretch across your tricep. Very nice, guys. Release. And we'll do the other one. So big reach up, drop the hand down, pull your elbow back, and then give it a little bit of push down. Keeping the rib cage tucked in. Lovely, and release. We'll just take one side bend here before we move. So again, arm up to sky, Big reach, as if someone's grabbed your wrist and is trying to lift you off the floor. And then you're going to lean over, send that hip out as much as you need to. Staying nice and stacked, so avoiding leaning forward. Drop that hip out to the side, big reach over. You can look up to the sky if you want, underneath the arm, so keep it right above. Lovely, and take it to the opposite side. Lovely, guys. All right, just coming onto all fours. We'll work our way through about a minute of some cat-cows. So dropping into your arch position, lifting tail and chin, and then tucking your chin and tailbone together. Try and match your breath with the movement. Exhale as you round your back. Inhale as you arch. Moving as slow as you need. Keep going for about 1 minute. Beautiful, guys. Okay, dokes. I'm going to take you onto your back first. And you can do this without any equipment, but if you have a foam roller or yoga block, you can use this just to create a little bit of height in your shoulders. So I'll do a quick demo first. Important position here, guys. When we were just doing that cat-cow, I want you to think of the rounding of the back. So your hollow position or your crunched abs. So we're going to try and maintain that position as we do our angel arms on our back. So I'm going to come to a back lying down position. I have a little bit of height under my shoulders. Again, I can do this flat without anything. I'm going to crunch my abs. So I have a nice round back here. You do have to support the head and neck, so it's a little bit tough. Reaching up to the sky with my arms, and then letting my arms fall back behind me. Keep your head in a nice neutral position. And then doing a big circle, letting the weight of my arms, this feels really good throughout the front of my arms here, all the way down to my side. And we'll just do a couple of circles here. Make sure as you're coming through that you're reaching overhead, holding your tight abs, and then letting the weight of your arms float wide and all the way down by your side. Should feel yummy. And as I said, if you have no equipment, it's fine. I'll do a quick demo without any equipment. So flat on my back, coming into my round hollow position. So shoulders, neck, and head are off the floor. Reaching up. As I extend my arms overhead, I maintain that hollow position. Shoulders, neck, and head remain off the floor. And then I let my hands float as heavy as possible down and around, and go really nice and slow. You should get a beautiful stretch through your pec, through your bicep. So comfort, do you see how you're opening up your abs there and arching? I want you to try and keep, so you're coming into this arch position. I want to try and keep your round back, keep your abs closed. So the only thing that's moving is your shoulder joint. Lovely, guys. And if you find tightness in any spot, like especially when you just bring those hands overhead, just hang out there for a couple of seconds. Feel that really nice stretch through the heaviness of your arms. And something that really will help is that idea of reaching or someone pulling your hand away from your shoulder. So you have lengthening through the lat. So if you have like kind of jelly arms or soft bends, I really want you to reach through that shoulder. Keep going for another couple of reps. Very nice. And I know it's a bit tough on the neck and on the neck muscles. So if you need to relax for a second, you can. We'll do one more. Beautiful, guys, and relax. And while we're here, a really nice one to check in. It's just always good movement for the spine. So lying flat on your back with your knees bent. I just want you to make your way through some pelvic tilts. So turn your tailbone down into the mat and then tuck your tailbone up to the sky, finding a flat back. Turn it down, creating a big arch and space between your back and the mat. And then tuck it up to the sky. So just make your way, guys, through a couple of reps of your pelvic tilts. And again, if you can, match your breath to the movement. So exhale as you tuck or crunch your abs. Inhale as you lengthen into that arch position. You can relax the head and neck for this one, Carly. You can even take your hands to your hip bone so that your index finger and middle finger is just on the front of your hip bone. And it's almost like you're turning your hip bones forward and back. So really nice realignment for the spine. Excellent, guys. Let's go for about 3 more pelvic tilts. Perfect, guys. And then I'm going to turn you or roll you over onto your belly so you're in a front lying position. I'm going to demo this in an upright position just because it feels a little bit heavy when I lie flat on my tummy at the moment. So you've done this one before. It's your angel arms. You're lying flat on the floor. I want you to pick your arms up as high as you can. Rotate them all the way back until you can't get them any further. Rotate the shoulders, and then you're bringing your knuckles together, bringing your arms or hands up your spine. When you reach the top position, relax the elbows, get a little stretch here, then lift them again, lift the hands off, out to the side, and all the way back to your start position. So let's go for 5 front lying angel arms. Relax your chin or your forehead on the mat, whichever is more comfortable. And then the rest of your body, you can be thinking about 50 to 60% tension. Very nice, guys. Try and get your fists or your knuckles together behind your back and keep your hands off your spine or your back as you pull them up as high as you can, and then relax the elbows to the floor. And you get that nice little stretch into the front of the shoulder. So 5 slow, controlled reps. Very nice, Sinead. Lovely, Nicole. Really good, slow control. Good, and fight for that position on the back, guys. Good, that's it, Nicole. Pull those hands up the spine. Good, T. She's going for that prayer position behind, which is good as well. Nice, Carly. And you can relax the legs, Carly. I know they almost automatically kind of lift when you lift the hands. Super work, guys. All right, when you're done, We're just going to take a nice stretch into the mid-thoracic back. So from here, coming onto all fours, I want you to take a step out. Keeping the hands shoulder distance apart, drop your chest to the floor. Turn your tailbone to the sky, so big arch in the back. Looking forward to your fingers. Getting a nice stretch. This one should be a little bit higher into the shoulders. And then we'll take it a bit deeper in a moment. So right now your hips are high, stacked above your knees. So don't sit them back onto your heels yet. Walk your hands forward as much as you can. Keep those hips directly on top of your knees. Beautiful comfort. Lovely, Carly. And again, guys, that idea of reaching through the lats, creating as much length into your side body as you can to help you into that open shoulder position. Beautiful. Let's take 3 breaths here. Lovely, guys. And then from there, we're going to take the knees wide as your yoga mat. You can keep your toes together. Now I'm going to push my hips all the way back onto my heels, coming up onto the tips of my fingers. So if you can see like this on the floor. Or even if you have a little height, guys, your yoga block or your foam roller, to raise the hands slightly and drop the chest through. And then this stretch should feel a little bit deeper in the back, kind of between the scapula. Lovely. So really push those hips back nice, Nicole. High in the fingertips. Lovely. Just to create a little bit of space and go wide with your knees, guys, so you have space to drop your chest in the middle. Very nice. And try to tuck those hips down. Push them back and down. Beautiful. And breathe. Really nice. Let's go 2 more breaths. Super job, guys, and relax for me. I'm going to pop you back onto your backs again. And we're going to go for a couple of open book rotations next. So from that back position, I'm going to get you to pin your leg for me this time. So if you have a quick look at me, I'm taking one leg up to 90 degrees like I usually do. I'm dropping it across my body. And if you can see my straight leg down here, I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to pin my foot to the floor. I'm actually going to take my mat away so you guys can see that a little bit better and push this down. So laying flat on the floor, dropping that leg across, then I'm going to lift this leg and pin my foot under. So that's going to help me to stay in that locked position. Then I'm going to come to a full side lying position with my hands just in a prayer pose out in front. Lovely, guys. Is everybody okay with that little pin position? Perfect. So from here, guys, I'm going to start with some rotations. With my top arm, I'm going to reach forward as much as I can. So stretching through my upper back. And then I'm going to do a rainbow action. So big, big reach overhead. Trying to keep my hand in contact with the floor. All the way to my T position. And I'm going to take a 5 seconds hold here in my T position. Now your shoulder is more than likely floating or not in contact with the floor because of that pinned leg, and that's fine. That's what I want today. I want to keep the stretch upper body focused. After 5 seconds, guys, you can lift your arm up and over, and we'll go for 4 more. Lovely. Just checking, guys. It looks like everyone has that knee pinned, which is lovely. So Comfort, can you take your right knee up in front? There you go. Lovely. And you can, if you can put your left leg on top of your right foot. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, to pin it in. Perfect. So now you'll find when you come into that open stretch, that's going to hold your knee down. Beautiful. You've great rotation there. On your 5th rep then, guys, just hang out for about 30 to 40 seconds in your open position, in that T position. Excellent. Really nice work. Okay, so last rep then, guys, you're hanging out in your T position. Maybe you get a little bit lower with that shoulder to the ground. And take some big, deep breaths as you exhale, sinking more into that rotation. Beautiful work, everybody. Alrighty, guys, you can release, unravel yourself. And we'll set you up to do the same on the opposite side. So come through the right steps, lying flat on your back. Raise one knee to 90 degrees. Drop it over and across. And then you're going to pick up the opposite leg and just pin that foot down. There you go, Nicole. Lovely. All right, guys, we'll make our way through 5 moving rotations. And then you'll take your stretch. Very nice, guys. Nice slow reps. And don't forget your hold on that final rep. Lovely stuff, guys. All right, when you're ready, I'll just get you to sit up. I'm just going to take one shoulder extension stretch here, and then we'll finish with some J curls. So just sit up, place the hands behind you, take those hips as far forward as feels good. Get your pinky fingers as close together as you can. And then you can keep your knees bent, or you can straighten out the legs, or take a couple of knee rocks side to side. Whichever feels good here, just a little counterbalance or counter stretch. Nice, Comfort. Those hands are super close. Lovely, guys. And this can be quite rough on the shoulders or the inner elbow. So just go as far as feels good. And then if you can push it a little bit more. Really nice, guys. And as you're all there, because I know you can see me, stay in that position for me, but we're going to finish with some Jefferson curls. So coming to a standing position. And if you have a weight nearby, you can use it. If not, you can do it without any weight, absolutely fine. But that image that you're stuck or Velcro to the wall, so you're standing nice and straight, you're going to start with that chin tuck. So pulling your head off the wall. When you physically can't tuck that chin anymore, now the arms and shoulders are going to fall forward, keeping my hip tucked. So I don't want to push my hips back. I want to keep my hips directly on top of my ankles, letting my head, neck, arms fall forward. You will feel the weight move to your toes, that's okay. And once I get down past my hips with my upper body, now I can turn my tailbone up to the sky into my forward fold, keeping your knees straight, or you can just soft little bend here to get a little bit deeper. And then coming up, we're going to straighten the knees and then start by pulling that tailbone, tucking it under, rounding the low back as much as you can, waiting until the last bit to straighten the shoulders and straighten the neck. All right. So when you're ready here, guys, what time is it? It's just 11 on the button. We'll go for about 3 or 4 minutes. As many as you want to do. So that little visualization, guys, imagine that you're peeling one vertebrae at a time from the wall. So you don't want to skip any steps or hinge forward too soon. Nice, Sinead. We'll have to put you in a height. So if you feel like, guys, your weight or your hands are getting to the floor, actually, especially if you're using a weight, Sinead, if you had a handy step or a plate that you could just step up on, I see over on the left, and that'll be perfect. Then it will allow you to get lovely. And the other little trick here, Sinead, is if you hold the bottom of your kettlebell, so move your hands, yeah, perfect, yeah. Just not even by the horn, just under the actual bell itself. Yeah, and that will give you more space to move down. Perfect, and same comfort. If that kettlebell is hitting the floor, you can move your hands to underneath the base so that you'll be able to get more reach. Yeah, and now hold it straight down. Very nice. Watch for tension, guys, in the head and neck. Often as we go forward, we tend to lift the head. So do your very best to release all the neck muscles. And I can kind of feel a little bit of a strain at the back of the neck when you do so. But it's a good stretch because they work hard all day, those postural muscles. Lovely. Think like a rag doll when you're at the bottom. Everything is loose and goosey from the waist down. Or sorry, from the waist up, upper body. Lovely tea. And you can focus on the breath. Nice deep inhales. Taking a moment before you exhale that air. And again, taking a moment before you take your next breath. Relax the shoulders, comfort. Relax that weight forward. Relax your head and neck. Good, Carly.
Weight got so heavy. Felt 10 times heavier.
Okay, and it's like this one, honestly, you don't need any weight, but when you do start to introduce weight, it shouldn't be a heavy weight. I'm talking like, you know, maybe 4 would be like, but like an 8 kgs loads, making your way then over time towards a 10 or 12 kg. I think the most I've done with this would be a 16 kg. And you do need to be careful because it's quite a lot of pressure on the low back. So you need to build into that. Beautiful, guys. I'll let you finish up on the last rep wherever you are.